And so I went to Twitch and I did the same thing that I did with YouTube. I said, hey, I decided on YouTube. What do you think? But it still hurt when they said, we wish you the best. They're not going to help me make the shit I want to make. I don't feel especially liked, respected, wanted. And now I'm a YouTube gaming streamer.
Twitch just lost Ludwig, the streamer who has made them the most money they have ever made ever to YouTube gaming. This could be the beginning of the end for Twitch, and you might be wondering how you can make the move to YouTube as well, and I'm here to help you with that. My name is Chris, this is Coalition Gaming, and today I'll be your stream technician. Real quick, if you're new around here and you're into PC hardware, gaming, stream tips, and tutorials, you're in the right place. Click that subscribe button and that bell so you don't miss a single upload. Also, I stream to Twitch every Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific at twitch.tv/Coalition Gaming Crew. So if you want to talk more stream stuff, hey, stop in, drop a follow, and let's talk. Anyways, let's get back to the video. When it comes down to it, Twitch is a business, and a business must make money to survive. And when you have somebody like Ludwig, who has made the platform an insane amount of money and just leave to YouTube, well, it says a lot. Now, it was more than just that. Ludwig posted some videos where he talks about his reasoning as to why. And a big one there, and it's a big red flag to be honest for Twitch, is that, long story short, they didn't feel like negotiating to keep him. What? Why wouldn't a company like Twitch negotiate to keep a streamer like him? It doesn't make any sense. And so he's going to YouTube. Like I said, I think that this might be the beginning of the end for Twitch, because it's not a good sign for a company like that to not fight for the people that made them and that keep them afloat. It kind of just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And like Ludwig said in his video, he felt kind of offended when Twitch just basically wished him the best to YouTube. From the streamer's perspective, I could see how that could be kind of painful, because the company that you love and have dedicated so much time into isn't really wanting to fight for you. That hurts. It really sort of sends a signal that they just don't care about you, or they just don't care in general. And so why would anybody want to stick with a company like that? Well, we'll see how things really turn out. But if you're here, you're probably wondering to yourself how to switch over to YouTube, because getting your stream set up for them is just slightly different. The majority of the process with overlays and such like that is mostly the same, especially if you're going to be using Streamelements. Don't use Streamlabs. Use Streamelements. And I have a whole video on setting up your overlays, your OBS stuff, adding sources, a full complete tutorial and guide how to on all that, and that'll be linked down in the description below. It's basically the same steps for overlays and adding sources and all that for YouTube streaming as that. In this video, I'm going to cover the differences, and so with both videos combined, you'll have everything you need to get going on YouTube. So let's get to it. I have it set up, ready to go down at the desktop. I'm going to talk about your OBS setup. I'm going to talk about setting up YouTube specific alerts through Streamelements, and the difference between just a normal stream and streaming via a scheduled stream on YouTube, as well as the go live button that exists in there that something like Twitch doesn't have. Anyways, let's get to it. Okay, so here we are at the desktop, and I have my YouTube studio page pulled up. This is where you're gonna go to actually get going with your stream stuff. But as you can see, there's no live studio over here on the left or anything like that. You wanna go over to the top right where it says create. And you click on create and you click go live. And sure, you could go live directly through the browser, but that's not what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be doing this with OBS Studio. So we click go live. And you see this, it might go to manage and it'll say no upcoming stream. You can schedule a stream, and that's smart if you want to be doing scheduled streams. You're doing stuff at the same time every week, but we'll go explore that in just a second. You can always just go over here to where it says stream, and now it's just waiting for you. As you can see, it says start sending us your video from your streaming software to go live. So at this screen, it is literally waiting for OBS to send its feed to YouTube before actually going live. And so you have some options here. So you go over to edit, and this is where you can title your stream. So we're going to call this test stream, and I'm just going to call it test stream 3 because I was messing around with it. You can put your description here. description here, and your visibility of the stream. Now, this is kind of important here because it's not clear here what's going on. Visibility, most of the time, is not asking where your stream is visible at, but it's also it's asking where your stream is going to go once you're done. Just be on the safe side when it comes to any of this stuff. You want to make sure that visibility is over on public. And that way, when you're live with your stream, it's publicly available. And I'll show you what to do after that. So you have no restrictions here. You can change your category here to whatever it's going to be. And then your thumbnail, I already set one, but you can do your custom thumbnail as well. I hit change and then you just find the thumbnail there. I don't know why it says this message, daily custom thumbnail limit reach, because after it did that, I just click change and it lets me select one anyways. So I select the one that you see here and then scroll down. You can add a stream to a playlist as well. And I have an archive streams playlist, so I'm going to do that. And then audience, the video is set to not made for kids. That's basically standard. And you have a bunch more other stuff here, just kind of look through stream language, title and description language, that sort of thing. Then you can click customization here on the left. Now in customization, you have ability to enable live chat and live chat replay. So yes, you can do streams with no live chat just by turning it off there. Also, live chat replay, when somebody watches the VOD back, you can turn the replay off and on by enabling or disabling it there. And then for participants, how Twitch can do sub-only streams, you can sort of do the same thing with YouTube. You can have subscribers only who can chat, and or just anyone. So this is kind of useful because it almost it's like if you did a follower only sort of setup in Twitch, but it was that at all times. So considering how YouTube works, it's kind of smart if you were to do subscribers only, but probably definitely not as a starting streamer. If you're already established, sure, maybe. But if you're starting out or if you're just moving over as a small streamer, probably leave it on anyone. You can also enable slow mode, and here you can define how many seconds, enter a number between 1 and 300. So I'm going to just leave that off for now, and then we just click save. And now test stream 3 is there, category is there, game, it tends to try to automatically figure out the game, but it's not always accurate. Some other settings here, as you can see, you see stream latency. Now YouTube has not the greatest latency, but it's okay. Sometimes this will default to normal latency. You don't want that. You want low latency, and I'll tell you why. Low latency is a little bit faster, probably anywhere between about 9 or 10 seconds of latency. So somebody types in chat and 9 or 10 seconds, you'll see it, and there you go. Rather, you can respond to it right away, but the viewer will see it 9 or 10 seconds later. And you also maintain DVR functionality. That's one of the great advantages that YouTube has over Twitch streaming, is that you can rewind. You can go back and forth on the stream to catch up on stuff you may have missed. Can't do that on Twitch. Now, if you want lower latency than that when it comes to interacting with your chat, there is ultra low latency. But if you do that, you're going to lose the DVR feature, and then it's basically just like you're streaming on Twitch. So if you're not on YouTube to take advantage of the things that YouTube has to offer, why are you here? You know what I mean? Now, I'm not totally sure if YouTube has fixed that or adjusted it or done anything like that, because I have the enable DVR function here when I'm on low latency. But if I go to ultra low latency, again, I thought at least in the older days, if you did that, you don't get DVR. I click ultra low latency, and it still says enable DVR here. It says, but right here it says does not support closed captions, 1440p and 4K resolutions. That's not a big deal. I'm still not totally sure it supports DVR, something to play with. Now we're over here under additional settings, and of course, like I mentioned, enable DVRs right there, 360-degree video. It's kind of cool that YouTube supports that if you happen to have one of those cameras, but not something I see being all that popular. Maybe if you're like IRL streaming out and about with a 360 camera, that your viewers can see basically more than even you can while you're walking around, because they can move it around. So something to think about if you're going to be doing that kind of streaming. You can also add any additional delay if you wanted to, if you were doing any like tournament stuff, or I don't know, playing blackjack or poker or something online. You can enable closed captions, and this is my favorite one here: unlist live replay once stream ends. So you guys saw how earlier I put this in the playlist for archive streams. Then I come over here and I click unlist live replay once stream ends, and it will automatically become an unlisted video, but viewable from my main YouTube channel page in the playlist that says archive streams. And that way, you maybe try to reduce the impact this has if your YouTube channel is a mix of video content, recorded, scripted sort of stuff, and streams, kind of like what I do. But if you're just all stream content, I guess it doesn't really matter that much, but it is something that's nice to have. Now you have analytics here, and this will show you, it'll switch to this once you go live, and it'll tell you like chat rate, how many viewers you have, playbacks, watch time, that sort of stuff. You can even change it here on the right, chat rate, playbacks. You get like a bar and stuff right here. Stream health here tells you how your stream is doing. It'll tell you good health. It'll update like an activity feed telling you what's going on with your stream, if it's going to be going down. So you see stream status right there: green, excellent; blue is good; yellow is poor; and then you got gray for offline or no data. You want to stay in the green or blue here. So then what to do to go live is you go and grab your stream key, which is right here. You can press copy, and then you bring up OBS, which is right here. And with OBS, you go ahead and click settings in the bottom right. And my camera's sort of covering it up, so I'll move it up a little bit. Settings down here in the bottom right, and then you'll see not output, but stream. Stream is where you select YouTube as your service. I just put YouTube RTMP. Now you could also just click connect account, and then you sign into your YouTube, which is pretty useful. You just click that, and you get a screen that looks like this. And you just pick the one that you're going to use. But that aside, you can always just grab your stream key, click this button that says use stream key. Then you put it in here, highlight it, paste it, and your stream key is in. Now, if you pay attention here, it says ignore streaming service setting recommendations. I did a video a while back that this is more of a thing that applies to Twitch. I'll link it right up there somewhere, and down in the description below. But as you can tell right here, it's saying maximum video bitrate 51,000 kilobits per second. YouTube has a crazy high ingest bitrate limit, if you can even call it that, for videos, or for streams, that is. And with that said, you can crank your bitrate to raise your video quality as much as you want. You can do that. That also enables streaming at 1440p or 4K, because it has enough bitrate to do that if your internet connection has enough upload to support that. This is super awesome compared to the limitations that Twitch has. And the only downside to this, and the other awesome thing about this, is anybody streaming to YouTube has that ability to do transcoding. You see that little gear, and you change the resolution because it's not playing very well at the higher one. You do that, and that way you don't got to worry about if you're pumping too much bitrate to your viewers and they can't handle it, because on Twitch, if they don't have transcoding, they're stuck taking the stream in at 6,000 or 7,000 kilobits per second. And if they're watching on a phone or have the weak internet connection, it'll buffer all the time. Where on YouTube, you always have that option. So if you're buffering all the time, you just change the transcoding down to a low resolution and you're good. That part I'm speaking as a viewer. So it's really, really viewer friendly as the streamer, for you to just crank your bitrate up, because they can deal with that by using the transcoding. It's great. Okay, so with your stream key put in there, you want to go over to your output tab, and on your output tab, this is where you define how you're going to stream. So you go to output mode advanced, and it'll look like this. If you have an NVIDIA GPU, you'll see NVENC. X264 will always be there because that's the CPU doing the encoding, and you want rate control on CBR. Bitrate is at 6,000. That's what I have it because I normally stream to Twitch, but
I have a 10 meg upload internet connection, so now I can actually probably go to like 9 megabits per second, 9,000 kilobits per second for even more quality if I wanted to. For now, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Keyframe interval is 2. Preset is max quality, and this is NVENC stuff. And max B frames is 2. So these are the settings that you would want to do if you have a graphics card, an NVIDIA graphics card that is. And if you don't, you could always use X264. If you have an Intel CPU with an iGPU, you could always use QuickSync and that sort of stuff. I'll link a video that goes over the configuration for this part down in the description below, as well as up here somewhere if you guys wanted more information on that. But let me run through the X264 stuff for those of you that don't have an NVIDIA GPU to do the encoding. So we click X264, make sure rescale output is not checked. Rate control CBR. Now I'm going to set my bit rate one more time. Keyframe interval, I'm going to set it to 2, and the CPU usage preset, this is what defines how good X264 does the encoding for the quality of the stream. And if you have a higher core count processor, you can generally go slower and slower. So my 5900X can probably do medium, no problem. It might even be able to do slow if I really wanted to, but medium is fine. And there you go. If you have like an 8 core, like a 3700X or a 5800X, medium would probably still work, but I would probably stick with fast. And yeah, pretty much there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and set this back to NVENC, and we shall continue. Now we have the audio tab. Just make sure your audio sources are configured the way they should be, as they normally would be for streaming here. Nothing special that's YouTube specific here. And then the video tab. Now, certain things come up here. I'm going to do 1080, 30 FPS since it's like a just chatting stream. But if you're doing gaming, you can do 1080 60 on YouTube. I normally wouldn't say that for Twitch because the bitrate doesn't really support 1080p 60 streaming very well, but you do on Twitch. So I can go to 9,000 or greater, whatever your upload allows, and you do 1920 by 1080 60 FPS, and it's gonna look great. You hit apply, and there you go. Downscale filter, Lanxo, so it looks the best. Boom. And so some things to know, because this comes up a lot on Twitch, is some people do 900p or 936p, stuff like that. Those weird resolutions YouTube doesn't like for streaming at. It will just take that and turn it into a 720p stream. It's not close enough to 1080 for it to turn it into 1080, so it downscales it to 720p. So be aware of that. The standard resolutions are basically the majority of what YouTube will support. And did I say Twitch earlier that Twitch doesn't like that? No, YouTube doesn't like the funky resolutions. Stick to 720p, 1920 by 1080, that sort of thing. 16 by 9 resolutions, basically. So that covers the specifics of getting streaming with OBS. But hey, there are things like alerts and stuff that you want to set up. So if you want to do that, Streamelements is probably still the best way to go. So you could always just go over to streamelements.com. And this is where you log in, and you can log in with your YouTube right on the site. So I'm going to choose my YouTube account. You give that the permission, and if all you want is alerts, which is nice and simple. I mean, I have an entire video going over the overlays, and that's basically the same configuration. I have it linked up here and down below. It's a full Streamelements tutorial video with their overlays and such. If you have more questions about doing overlays like you see here in their overlays gallery, stuff like this, and putting those into YouTube, into OBS for streams, yeah, watch that video. It's linked down below, and again, and up top, but it probably already went by. So, but if you want alerts only, we can do that. It's right here. You see where it says overlays gallery, then alerts. Just click alerts, and you can get a package that is only alerts. So we'll go to like Spitfire animated alerts. It's an Apex Legends themed one, but hey, it's whatever, you know. We're just messing around here doing some stuff. We're gonna create my overlay. Just click the buttons to create it, and here is the link. So I'm going to take that URL, or you can just go to your overlays and then hit the 3 lines and hit copy URL, come back to OBS, hit the plus sign on the bottom left, go up to browser source. I'm going to call this YouTube alerts. And then you see this part. I'm going to paste the URL right here in the URL spot. Then with Streamelements, everything is based around 1920 by 1080. Then I'm going to click shut down source when not visible. That's very important. and then click OK. And now YouTube alerts are there. Now nothing's going to come up unless we actually trigger something. So let me show you guys that part. So I'm going to click edit in the overlay section on that alerts thing. And I'll do that tour later. So you see alerts box is listed here on the left. We're going to click emulate, and let's emulate, let's say a super chat, $10 super chat. Looks like that, right? But you will see that same thing here in OBS. You just saw the go away. Let me actually do that a little faster for you guys. I'm going to do, let me turn that off there. And I'm going to click emulate one more time, then super chat, then 10, and then boom, look, there's the super chat alert right on there. Or if it was a sub, you can do that right here. Let's see, like a subscriber. You got a new subscriber. Blank just subscribed to the channel. Hey. So another big one, once you're able to do that, is it also supports memberships, YouTube membership stuff, like YouTube members, which is the equivalent of Twitch subscribers. And you take that one member event, you click one and to emulate it, and that's how it'll look. Blank has sponsored the channel. Now, it's weird that it uses that terminology, sponsored, that's the old way that they used to call that. So if you wanted to make some adjustments to it, you can just click alerts box here in the overlays editor, settings, and then where it says, let's say member alert, we're going to click the wheel, the settings gear on the right. This is where you're able to change all the stuff. Again, I go more over this Streamelements configuration stuff in that other video, so make sure to click that one down below if you want. And you have also like variation settings, so it depends on, you can set it up how many people subscribe it'll be, or what tier, and that sort of stuff can be configured there. You have TTS settings, you can enable text-to-speech, so if somebody subscribes or joins as a member, that sort of stuff, it'll also throw out a message in TTS. And you have an animation right here, the animation settings. You can actually adjust how long it appears and stays on screen as well. And if you wanted to change the fact that it says sponsored instead of joined as a member or whatever like that, again, we're going to click the gear and it's right here. It says name sponsored the channel. So I can just change that real quick to named joined as a new member of the channel. And then we click save. Now I'm going to click emulate one more time. Go over to member event, do one. Blank joined as a new member of the channel, just like that. So you can have it say whatever you want. Streamelements is pretty powerful in that regard. And that covers the basic configuration of getting YouTube streaming in OBS with alerts set up for you guys. Make sure you add your camera and other sources and audio sources in as well. That's covered in the other video as well if you want more details on that. This is just trying to be more about how to just get it into YouTube. But we haven't actually shown you how it looks going live, so let's do that. Now I can click start streaming in OBS. Then I'm going to go to my YouTube and I pull that up right here. And now you see it automatically switched from stream settings to analytics. It shows excellent connection. And there it is. There's the preview window right there. And now, if you can see on the left where it says stream, that's how we started this whole thing. Once you go live in OBS, it will go live on YouTube, just like that. It's a little different if you're doing a scheduled stream, so let me show you. But first, you see you have your chat here on the right. Chat is here. There it is. You'll see your chat come up. You have your title. You can even edit all that stuff on the fly. There you are. And basically it. And when you're done streaming to YouTube, you could just click over here and click end stream. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention here is you can add a stream marker. So if something happens on the stream that you want to go back and record or clip or anything, you can just click this little bookmark thing at the top that says stream marker. But yeah, anyways, when you're done, end stream. And there's the screen that you'll get. Stream is over. Then make sure you go over to your OBS and you click stop streaming because it will not do that for you. Okay, so once you've stopped the stream and stopped it in OBS, it's going to go back to this screen right here. Now let's talk about the scheduled streams. So we're going to hit manage on the left here, and you see it says scheduled stream. And well, we're going to ignore this test stream one that I did. I'm going to click create new. You will see this. Give it a title, test stream 4. Give it a description, give it a category. We're going to go to science and technology here. Put the thumbnail. I'm going to do one of my live thumbnails here. and that is this one. And give it a playlist, archive streams. No, it's not made for kids. Next, live chat replay. Let's enable that. Participant modes, anyone. Slow mode, don't need it right now. Next, and then here, visibility, important. Choose when to go live and who can see your stream, not where it goes after you're done. This is going to be public. And then set the schedule time. We're going to put it for 9:15 since that's just a few minutes from now. So I want to start it, you know, on schedule, like a good streamer would. You know what I mean? Okay. Then I'm going to click done. And now this, as a scheduled stream, will appear in people's subscription feeds and notifications that you're going to be streaming soon. So this is why this is important, because it lets people know without you having to actively do it that you're going to be streaming at a specific day at a specific time. This is a powerful function of this, but we're not done with the configuration here because, as you can see, it popped over to normal latency. You don't want normal latency. We're going to click low latency. And as far as the stream key stuff goes, that's the same. You don't need to change it if you already put it in from the other method. But if you haven't done it yet, again, click copy here, and then you open your OBS, go to settings, go to stream, and then we can just click use stream key and paste it right there in that spot. Or you just click connect account and you're already done if you already did connect account. That just adds chat into OBS and activity feed and ability to change titles and other stuff right inside of OBS without having to do it in the Stream Studio page. So now there's a few more settings to look at. This is under additional settings. Auto start is neat because once OBS starts sending, if you have auto start turned on, you'll just automatically go live. But if you want control over that part, you leave that one off. Auto stop, same thing. If OBS stops sending, it'll just cut it out, which it's actually kind of nice that auto stop isn't on there because if you have an issue with your network connection and a momentary brief connection loss, if auto stop is on, your stream is done and it will put that into a video and you'll go through some hoops to try to get back up and running. If you leave auto stop off, it's basically waiting for you to pick back up with OBS and it'll just pick right up from there. So I would leave that one off. Enable DVR, always on. 360-degree video, no edit delay. Closed captions, no. Unless you need it, you know, you can use it as you will. And then there's unlist live replay once stream ends. That one I'm due on because I just want it to go into its own playlist, as I mentioned, as an unlisted video. Now you're ready to go live. So once you're ready to go live at your scheduled time, go to your OBS and you can just click start streaming. Then we go back to this page and you can see excellent connection. It just switched over to that. And the preview is going to come up here in a second. Now there's a button on the top right that says go live. You will not go live to your viewers until that button lights up. And once that button is lit up, like even though you can see your preview right now, you have to click that button that says go live. And once you're live, there it is. It says you're live. And this bottom one will again switch over to this screen, just like that, concurrent viewers with the bar and all that stuff. And you have your chat on the right. And here we are again at the same stream screen that we previously showed you, but now under the scheduled stream setup. Now, when you go to end your stream right over here, and we're going to click the end stream button, and then you click, your stream will stop immediately. You will no longer be live. End. Click end. And again, remember to open up OBS and click stop streaming. And we go back to here. You can even edit the video in your YouTube studio afterwards. And here we are. Video editor, we don't need that other stuff. So now if you want to see what was going on, you go to content, then you click live. And you can see all my test streams that I've been doing here. And you want to make sure that they go to like the right playlist. You can check their descriptions, all the information that's in them. Change the thumbnails if you want. And there you have it. So let's get back up to the main camera.
All right, everybody. I hope you found that helpful, informative, useful, or otherwise educational, maybe. If you like this video, you know what to do. Click that subscribe button and that bell so you don't miss a single upload. And, you know, I don't know if I'm going to be streaming to YouTube. I started off streaming to YouTube for years, and maybe it looks like I should have stuck there. I don't know. Anyways, but if you want to talk to me live on stream, twitch.tv/Coalition Gaming Crew, Fridays at 8 p.m. Pacific. All right. Peace out for now. Bye. I got a bunch more videos and other things right over here. A full tutorial stuff a full playlist of all the stuff, stream related, your stream technician stuff, builds, all that. Yeah, click one of them. Lots of videos. We got hundreds, literally hundreds. Are you still here?